everyone, and welcome back to episode 79 of Wildly Adequate, the show where we talk about everything and
Anything,
nothing
everything, and usually,
and nothing.
yes.
I'm your host, Matty, and today we're joined by the lovely guest.
Varshaa Raghuraman. Oh shit, I hit the light. Hello, welcome to the show. It's me, it's Matthew, and I am joined by the love of my life, Varshaa, as we said already. You might be wondering, where are the rest of the guys? They are all predisposed for various reasons. So I thought I would sit down tonight, just like Mark and Patrick did a few weeks ago, and do a little power hour episode, just me and you, Varsh, and we'll just see how this goes. What could go wrong?
Nothing.
If you like the show, please like, share, subscribe. At the time of recording, we are at still 99 subscribers. What the fuck? We need one more. Come on.
Comment down below.
Let us hit triple digits.
And subscribe.
Comment down below. Yes. Comment something. Just,
You get a heart.
You'll get a heart.
Subscribe.
This is true. You will get a heart from Varshaa. How are you doing, Varsh?
Oh, I'm doing good.
You're coming at us live from Halifax.
Halifax.
Mm-hmm.
This is not decor that I chose, by the way. This was there in the room that they gave me.
Mm-hmm. Your apartment is riddled with decor that you did not choose. Last week in the cold open, I talked to the fellas briefly about Halifax and my time there and visiting you and what I thought of the city and everything. But what do you think of the facts, as you called it?
The facts? I don't know if people here would like me calling it that.
That's
but
okay.
That's what I'm calling it. Apostrophe facts.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool. It's like a city, but it's not as aggressive as Toronto. So it's like a little baby city.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said.
Everything's like right there.
That's what I said last time. Yeah, I said that I like that it's a city. It's got like a city vibe to it, and there's lots of places to eat. There's, things to do and yada, yada, yada. But it's not so as chill, overbearing as Toronto or New York or anything like that,
It's like 4 kilometers from end to end.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. I haven't looked at a map.
And it's like, it's right by the water, which is very nice. It's got the boardwalk and everything. It reminds me a lot of when you and I went to Barrie last summer. Like that kind of vibe where it's like it's a city, there's stuff to do, places to eat, things to see. You're on the water because Barrie's got kind of the lake and shit, but it's not like so overbearing like a
Barrie is also just a single street. This is
sure, yes, it's Halifax.
It's got a couple
more
blocks.
Yeah, there's more to Halifax than there is to Barrie, but I quite liked it. When I think about the future and places I might want to, live in one day, Halifax sort of struck me as like I don't think I would hate it out here.
I think I would agree with you, except you need to be making bank if you're out here, because I went to the grocery store and I got 8 things and I spent $99 today.
Well, I don't know if that's a Halifax problem or just like a Canada problem right now.
This could be generally everywhere problem, but I feel like everything here is like $1 or more than Ontario, probably because they're importing everything.
You would assume so.
Makes sense to me, but
thanks, Obama.
It's all Obama's fault.
I apologize, by the way, if you see me looking off to the side. I'm just writing show notes down for myself. So if you see me typing away here,
it's okay. I'm used to being ignored. It's fine.
Yeah, it's such a difficult life. But anyways, things are good. The facts. There's your little duck.
It's my little duck. He lights up for our listeners and not our viewers. I have a little duck that you can touch to turn on. And he's a little squishy guy.
Where'd he come from?
And I love him. Some guy named Matty gave him to me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyways, so what's on your mind, Varsh? What's eating away at you?
eating away at me
What do you have to get
in
off
like
your
a
mind?
sad way.
No, any kind of way. Good, sad, bad, you know?
Um, well, I guess I was just telling you about how it's cool to be out here for a job, but also I'm working for like 14 hours a day, and then I come
Mm-hmm.
home and I sleep, and I have zero social life,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of sad.
Understandable.
That's all.
But I think it'll get better. We also talked about last week with Fahim, because
Yeah, because he's just moved out too.
his whole topic was like his move, basically.
Hmm.
And he was talking about sort of like the FOMO he's feeling when he
Yeah,
thinks about like Mark and Malcolm and
generally.
I hanging out. And he was also saying how like it's tough right now because he doesn't necessarily like really know anybody out there. But I was telling him the same thing I've said to
Hmm.
you of like, once I think you meet people and develop a bit more of a social circle, and in Patrick's case, maybe finds a lady, uh, I think that might make his life, a little easier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so for him and for me.
Mm,
But he's gonna be out there for 5 years, so he's got time, you know.
mm,
He's got time to like develop friendships, and I'm out of here by Christmas.
mm-hmm.
I have 3 months.
This is true.
So,
You're on a shorter time span than he is. He's got like years where he is, unlike you in
mhm,
your case, where you're a little more scaled down, let's say.
yeah, I don't know what that means. Um,
Less time, less time.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all.
That's all. All right, good
That's
episode. Thank you,
all.
everybody. Please like, share, subscribe. That's all Varsh has.
This is what I said. I need questions
I've
for
got
the
topics
chatting
and
part.
things for you.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I've
What
got
are
some
we
things if you
doing?
want. Because some of these are just like smaller conversations that like I could use as topics for the show with the guys, but they're not necessarily like full fledged things, So they're things that I figured
Hmm.
I could use for shorter things like this. Starting with Varsha, what do you wish you were good at, or that you knew how to do, or were proficient in,
I'm
aside from
really good
something
at
like
a lot of
breathing?
things.
Oh, are you? You're really good at a lot of things, are you?
I'm not good at breathing because I'm heavily asthmatic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That would be one thing,
I'm,
for example, but not. That's a
yeah,
bit more like medical and lame. I mean, like things you wish you were good at.
I have a lot more medical lame and lame things if we
Mm-hmm.
want to start listing all my ailments.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I feel like I would like to be much better at the instruments that I play
Mm.
because I play a lot of them, but I play them only okay.
Mm. See, that's where my
I'm
mind
not.
goes right away. Well, there's
Hmm.
two things my mind goes to right away in terms of things I wish I was better at, and music is one of them because I can't do music at all
Hmm.
right now. Um,
I
and I
feel like
just
you could
don't.
drum. You
I
could drum if you had a drum set.
I
That's
would
like,
like to try drums. The problem is I just don't have like the time or patience. I think what I'd like to maybe do, especially once I hopefully Christ at some point get like, a big boy job and start like, actually building a career. Like once I've got that taken care of and I'm not worried about
hmm.
like applying to places all the time and whatever, and I have hopefully a little bit more like time to focus on, writing and other things. I think
Hmm.
I would like to maybe start doing lessons because my problem is I don't like the idea of doing lessons. I would rather just sort of watch YouTube videos and teach myself. But the
Hmm.
problem is I know if I do that, especially in the beginning, it's just never going to happen. So I think
You
I need
wouldn't
to
do it.
like
Yeah.
actually book a lesson so it's like I'm paying for it, it's scheduled,
Hmm.
and it's like at a place that's not my house. Same with
Yes.
working out in a lot of ways. That will like get me to actually, you know,
Uh-huh.
start doing it cuz I think of all the instruments as much as I love guitar and
Hmm.
like, rock and roll music and all that shit. I just don't think I'm ever going to I don't got that dog in me like my dad does. Um
Hmm.
but insert a clip of my dad playing guitar now, Matty. But I thank you for that. I think drums would be more cuz like I can understand in my head the basics and the fundamentals of like I have my two sticks and I'm hitting shit. And I think I've got decent
I
enough
don't,
rhythm. Whereas guitar, it's all like the fingers and all this shit and like the frets. All that stuff is just like I don't have the time or patience for this. And it's not to say
okay.
drums is like easy. It's just I think I would gravitate more towards it.
Yeah. I think drums are easier in that you
Sure.
don't have to learn like notes. You don't
Yes.
need to learn notation. You don't need to learn like the circle of fifths. You don't need to
Yes.
know what the A minor
Yes.
chord is. Yeah.
Yes. There's
So it's
not
just
that
like
kind of stuff.
keep a rhythm. You find a rhythm and you keep a rhythm.
Sure. Yeah. And then, once I have
Sled.
drums mastered and you've got guitar and piano or keyboard or whatever, we can make our own little band.
I don't play piano, but
Oh, I
okay.
thought you did a little. Just bass
I
guitar, normal guitar.
bass, guitar, ukulele,
Mm-hmm.
and trumpet.
And a mean triangle.
And I'm actually no, I wanted to do percussion and they said no, would you rather just do bass? And I was demoted to bass, but it was the upright bass.
Mm.
And then I was upgraded from upright to bass guitar.
Whoa.
But I percussion was too stressful because I can hold a beat, but I was stressed out being the one that everyone was following. You know what I mean? Because the drums set the beat for the rest of the band, and I was stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me about a 20-minute try, and she's like, "No, pick another instrument." Just like, okay,
Damn.
never mind.
Well, there you go. So yes, instruments is one. Is there anything else that jumps out to you as like shit you wish you were better at?
They're
Or
all
things you'd
the
like
thing
to like,
is
not even that you wish you were better at, but things that you don't know at all that like you wish you knew, you know?
there's like technical stuff
Such as
like editing in Nuke.
editing what?
In Nuke,
What the
which
hell
is
is nuke?
industry standard for VFX artists.
Oh, sure,
It's like a
sure.
compositing software, and that's like what the people are using. I
Mm.
use something called After Effects, which is
Which I wish I like I knew a little better.
I could teach you After Effects. I'm decent.
I have like a very basic, like I've used it a handful of times for some very basic shit, but
Hmm.
like I wish I
Hmm.
knew it in the same way I like understood Premiere in a
Hmm.
slightly more intimate fashion.
Hmm. Like Nuke or
Like
Da
Nuke,
Vinci.
Da Vinci, yeah.
That one's also kind of cool because I love
Mm-hmm.
colors. I just don't know how to use the system. I think I know that once I sit down and give it like 20 minutes, it'll be easier. But I just
Mm-hmm.
open it and I go, oh, that looks hard. And then I close it. And then I go, oh, I wish I knew how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just like looking up a 7-minute beginner's YouTube tutorial.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. The other one
Yeah.
that jumps out to me, the other big one asides from like any and all instrument stuff is like I kind of lump together just drawing and animation.
Can't relate.
Cuz I'm yeah, thanks. Cuz I'm such a mark for like animated stuff and specifically with the whole like comic book thing and trying to get stuff made, working with you to get stuff made. It's a thing where it's like if I could just draw like well and not even like at a as good as you, but just like well enough that I could make my own shit and just like try to use that as like a way to get sort of eyes.
You could.
But I just
You're not bad at it.
ah,
You just keep telling yourself you're not good at it, and you keep going, I can only draw stick figures. And it's like, well, no, I've seen you draw more than that.
I guess, but like the stupid little guys were just like playing into
The
the
stupid little
fact,
guys were stupid little guys,
but they were
but
playing
they,
into the fact that I can't draw, so it's like let me make these grotesque little,
but
Matt,
it's not
insert
that
some
you
stupid little guy
can't.
drawings right now. There you go. We're inserting some.
It's not that you can't, it's just that you don't.
I guess. Well, it's definitely something, again, if I sat down and just did it, I could probably get better at it. It's just, again, a thing of like, I don't have that time or patience right now.
You don't got that dog in you.
And I don't got that dog in me. That's the thing, too, is like sitting down and drawing. I mean, maybe if I did it and took it a little bit more seriously, I would enjoy it more, but I don't enjoy it as much as writing. And I haven't written in a
Mhm.
while because I've been trying to get my life in order and like do
Mhm.
the job hunting stuff. But like
Mhm.
it is a thing where I think about it and it's like I miss writing, but I've got to focus on the job stuff. But like when I am sitting and writing and like in a night I can over the course of like 2-3 hours pump out like a 20-page comic script. That's like so much
Mhm.
fun and I like enjoy doing it. Whereas drawing, it's more
Mhm.
kind of like immediately discouraging because it's like, ah, that looks like shit. Oh fuck, what's the point?
How are you gonna get better?
I know.
I'm a hypocrite too, though, because like, yeah, I don't draw either, and then I look at stuff and I'm like, oh God, that's ugly.
But you can draw. Your drawing's good, and I need you to
Didn't I
keep
used to
drawing
be
for me so that we
good at
can
this?
make that one comic. So keep doing
Well,
that.
now that I have my drawing tablet that you so graciously brought for me,
Hmm.
maybe I will draw.
Hmm. I'll send you the documents.
Oh God, oh no. It's just that I don't have motivation to do anything.
Great.
That's another thing. Not motivation to do your thing specifically.
I know what you're saying.
It's just,
Motivation general.
it's like generally.
Hmm.
I could be productive today, or I could sit and do nothing.
Hmm.
And 9 times out of 10, I'm choosing nothing.
Well, it's also tough when you are in your situation where you're working Monday to Friday, long hours.
Hmm.
It's like, do you really want to come home and then do like more work at the end of that?
No,
Exactly. That's why it's tough.
I don't. And then I also, I'm with you on the working out.
Hmm.
I would if it was, there's literally a gym down my hall.
You should go.
But this is the thing, I'm already standing for 8 hours at least.
Yeah. Well, that's good. But then you should do stuff
And
that's
then I
like
get so
not.
tired
But you should go do stuff that's like not cardio. Like
not
do
standing. Oh, I should go do
like
some weights.
some weights and like push-ups and squats and
How
that
about
kind of
I
shit.
go if you go? We
Sure.
go together.
We should start going. I mean, I know you're gone now till December, but
Hmm.
like especially because I have all the shit in my basement because
Imagine I came
Michael
back
bought it
fucking
all.
jacked.
Imagine you came back and I was jacked and we were
We'd be
jacked together. We
unstoppable.
would be
We'd be
unstoppable.
unstoppable. We'd be so hot.
The only thing holding us back at that point would be the fact that I'm 5'7" and you're 5'6". That would be the only thing holding us back.
Hold on. The only thing that's holding you back is that you're 5'7", but I'm 5'8".
Nuh-uh.
5'8.5" on a good day.
Nuh-uh.
You should ask the government.
Mm-hmm. Should I?
My license says I'm 5'8.5".
All right, Matt, when you're editing, throw up Varsha's license right now on the screen. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? While we're at it, throw up her social insurance number. There you go. Perfect.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
And you have that. Don't you
Mm-hmm.
dare.
So there you go.
Stop.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt, in the editing room. But yeah,
I'm a little
working
stressed
out's
out now.
you should be. Working out's one where it's not like a I wish I was better at. It's more of just like I wish I did it
I wish I did it.
at
Yeah,
all.
just generally.
Mm-hmm.
When I lived alone, well, I lived with Jesse in
Shout out
college
Jesse.
during lockdown. I love Jesse. Jesse's coming to visit me.
Yay.
Yay. Um, we lived together through 2020 and 2021, and so
Mm-hmm.
the only people we saw were each other, and we were so bored that we worked out
Mm-hmm.
together consistently. Like every morning we did like yoga and we did like those YouTube workouts
Mm-hmm.
for at least whatever. And then she would go to school. Like we would do our meetings, we'd do our classes, yada yada. And then she would go off and like do her rehearsals because she's in stage management. And I would go off and do a run around the woods that were around campus because I could, because no one else was out. I think I have a fear of being perceived, which is why gyms scare me, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a yoga mat, so I'm not going to do it at home. You know what I mean?
Well, I could get you a yoga mat.
This is the thing. I could get it, but then once I get it, I have to do it, so I'm not
Yes.
going to get it.
Well, then
You
that's
get it.
not an excuse. You should just get the yoga mat.
But then I'm going to what, move back in 2 months and then what, just have a yoga, I'm just going to leave it here?
No, bring it with you. It's a yoga mat. It's not that big or
How the
hard to
fuck am I going to
transport.
pack it's a roll. How am I
You
going to
just
pack a
roll it
yoga
up.
mat?
You'll be fine.
See,
You're checking a
this is the
bag
thing.
anyways.
Whatever. Whatever.
Whatever.
Anyways,
Anyways, so there you go. Things we wish we were better at.
yeah, cool.
My next line of questioning for you.
Oh God. Is it
Let's.
distracting? My entire thing's shaking because you're propped up on a pillow.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's
Because
whatever.
I'm
No, it's fine. Listen, at this point, as I
okay.
explained last week to the lovely listeners and people out there, the lighting and well, I think the sound quality has actually been fine. I mean, I know you're not using like a mic, but I think the sound quality has been fine. But the lighting and the quality of the camera footage, yeah, that's okay. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I'm gonna cut all that out. Thank you for that, though. Um, what the fuck was I saying? Who cares? Video games.
Video
You've
game.
become quite the gamer over these few months
Past couple of
since
months,
I gave
yes,
you the PlayStation
because of you.
4 because I was trying to you expressed to me a desire to play video games outside of us hanging out.
Yeah.
And I said,
Mhm.
"Wait a minute. There's this spare PS4 lying around. Why don't I
Mhm.
bequeath this unto you?" And, it's
Did
been
you say
time.
bequeath?
Bequeath, not bequeath.
It's bequeath
Don't
with
be
a
gross.
th.
Don't be gross,
It's with
Varsha.
a th.
Varsha,
I'm not being gross. I just think you
we've
said it wrong.
never been crass on this podcast ever once, and I'm
I
not
I
gonna
was
let
not
you
being
start.
crass.
I'm not gonna let you
I was not
start.
being crass. I just you sounded like you said it wrong, and so I was correcting you.
I will not let you start. So
I have
video
never been
games.
crass in my life.
What are you playing right now?
Currently, I'm playing Fallout 4.
Wow. And how's that going?
It's going swell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like zombies and also killing things, but
Mm-hmm.
I did want like an open world game,
Mm-hmm.
so I had to settle
A little bit of role
for
playing.
murder.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
I said a little bit of role playing.
A little bit of role playing, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good.
but
I'm glad you're
I
liking
had to do
Fallout 4.
murders.
Mm-hmm. I am quite impressed with you, I must say, in terms of your gaming acumen, let's say, and how fast you've sort of like picked stuff up because I know so many people play video games, and especially like in my orbit, like all my friends
Hmm.
and coworkers and like yada
Hmm.
yada yada. But every once in a while I run into people that like don't play at all. Or I even think about my parents where it's like I wish my parents played more, and I'm talking more than my dad does now, where he plays like either Galaga or like a motocross game on the PSP. Like I'm
Hmm.
talking about, cause even he says he's like, oh, once I'm retired, he's like, I want to start playing like Call of Duty and all kinds of shit. And I don't think he fully grasps what that actually means because it's like
Hmm.
anybody can pick up and play, a Mario, like a 2D one.
Hmm.
Because it's just okay,
Hmm.
left, right, like you figure out your jump button and yada yada. But as soon as you
Hmm.
move to 3D, that's like I don't think
It's a
people
whole new plane.
yes, I don't think people
It's a
who
lot
play
more.
games and I don't think people who don't play games realize like what that actually means
Hmm.
because I think people like you and
Hmm.
I cuz we're gamers who like play games, it's just like yeah, 3D game, cuz you've played Spider-Man PS4 and it's like
Uh-huh.
no problem. And
Hmm.
Fallout now you're kind of figuring out and doing like
Hmm.
first person kind of thing. Um
Detroit
Yes, and even Detroit Become
in
Human is like
between.
third person
Yeah.
kind of game.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, you haven't finished that yet.
No,
Fallout has really subsumed you.
it has.
You have to get
I'm not
back.
sure if subsumed is a word.
It
You
has.
keep
You
saying big words.
you have to finish Detroit at some point, and you got
I
Miles
do.
Morales waiting for you too.
Oh, I have to give Spider-Man a break.
You're taking a Spider-Man break.
I'm taking a Spider-Man break.
That's okay. Anyways, what the hell was I
I'm on
yapping
a
about?
I'm on a Spider-Man hiatus.
That's okay. You can come back to it whenever you want. Oh, and about
I
3D
will.
stuff. So that's the thing where it's like
Hmm.
I don't think people realize like us who play 3D games that it's just second nature, and I think people watch it and see like, "Oh yeah, I know how fucking Mario works. So of course I
Hmm.
can pick up and play, fucking The Witcher or like some crazy shit." And it's like I don't
Uh-huh.
think you quite understand what that entails.
There's a
Even
lot
like
more mechanics.
exactly, and even just like the function of the controller. It's like
The camera
the camera and moving and like knowing where all the face buttons
at
are
the
and the
same
triggers.
time.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
for someone like me who's been doing it my whole fucking life practically, it's just like, yeah, I can work my way around a controller, no problem. Whereas like somebody
Hmm.
newer like you, from time to time, it's funny when you're playing and like you'll be doing something, but then every once in a while it'll be like a prompt will be like, square, and I'll just see you look down at the controller and be like, which one's the fucking square button again? And so it's like even though you
Listen,
know what you're doing, you're still like learning your way even just around the controller.
yes. And my defense to that is that I grew up solely on Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Nintendo
So
kid.
I know there's the A and the B and the X and the Y, and that's how it
Mm-hmm.
works.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put in these shapes all of a sudden, and I have to look down and go, oh, which one's the fucking triangle, the
Square,
left or the right?
triangle,
And I
circle,
get,
X, baby.
yeah, I have to, sometimes I get confused,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
But
And
anyways,
sometimes I have to pause to be like,
yes.
wait, how do you like reload a gun again? And I have to go look it up
But
because they tell you once,
this is
and then
true.
that's it.
Yes.
It's like throw a grenade using this, and then 2 minutes later I go, what was that again? And
Mm-hmm.
you can't pull it up. You can't
Mm-hmm.
find it anywhere. So I have to
Mm-hmm.
go look it up.
The long-winded point I'm getting at here is I am impressed by your like how fast you've picked things up. Like when you said you wanted to play Spider-Man, there was a part of me that's like, I hope she doesn't like get discouraged by the game because maybe she doesn't like grasp every single thing or whatever kind of thing. And then when you would talk to me and be like,
Hmm.
"Yeah, I'm like 10 hours into Spider-Man or whatever." I was like, "Good shit, dude." And then you beat the whole fucking game like all by your
I
lonesome.
did.
Boss fights and everything.
100%.
And yes, this is true. You went out of your way to do all the things and you also cried at the
Yeah,
end.
I did cry at the end. I forgot, not that I forgot, but I just didn't realize that video games with storylines would have really devastating storylines, and
Mhm.
stories always are sad at some point.
Mhm.
I didn't realize,
Mhm.
but now I know.
Now
So
you know. I
it's
know. And
fine.
you've seen
Yeah,
Last of Us and things of that ilk.
yeah. Hmm. We literally played just the intro
Yes.
for Last of Us, and that itself made me cry. And I was like, I can't play this game.
You know nothing about part 2, right?
Um, I know that your brother told me that it was a lot more brutal than the first one, and there's a lot more things
But no like narrative stuff.
that happen. Not really.
Interesting. Because when you get home, we still have to finish It Takes Two. It's taken us forever, but
Yes.
we're
Oh
making
my
our way through
gosh.
It Takes Two, which is very
We're
good, by
very
the way.
close.
I think we are very close. When you get home, I think what our next, like, because I know you've also mentioned to me, like, oh, we should play other co op stuff. We beat fucking Overcooked 1 and 2. Like, get the fuck out of here.
We did.
Um,
Easy. That was easy shit. That
but
was so
I
good.
think we should do what we did when you and I played Walking Dead season 1 together. I think
Which
Last of
also
Us,
made me cry,
which
by
made you
the
bawl your
way,
eyes out.
for a long time.
I think Last of Us Part 2 should be our next like you play I watch kind of game that we go through together.
Part two,
Yes.
not the first one?
We can, but the thing is you've seen the first one stem to stern and you watched the show already. So you already like know what it is.
I hadn't watched the entirety of the gameplay. I've just watched like a couple hours here and there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know the entire thing.
Interesting. Well, then maybe we'll do part one first, even though, like, obviously you've seen the show and there are some differences and
I
things
have
the
seen
show
the
leaves
show.
out. But so it'll kind of be like a walk down memory lane to some extent. But I definitely think we should get to part two one day as like a, because I know, I guess in a way, your experience with the first game was the show to some
Hmm.
extent, right? Like from stem to stern, having not seen
Hmm.
or played through all the way of the first game. And I don't think your first exposure or your entire exposure, let's say, to part two should be season two of the show. Like
Okay.
I think you should do. It's like reading the book before the movie. I think you should do part two
Hmm.
all the way through, kind of thing, assuming you
Hmm.
enjoy it, and then
It
then when
sounds
you're
really
watching the
it
show.
sounds really scary and bad, and everyone has warned me, and by everyone I mean your brother and my best friend have both said it's not. gonna be good for my psyche and my mental health because I'm deeply empathetic, and if I have to shoot anyone, I'll cry.
Mm-hmm.
So
What? I assume you're referring to Cam.
yeah,
We should get. Well, one day we got to do an episode like this where it's maybe you and me without the fellas, but we get Cam on,
yeah.
and the three of us do one, and then you can
Cam
sit
loves
there.
Cam's loves this because he's a little yapper.
Yes, and then you can sit there staring blankly into space while Cam and I probably go on a tangent about comic books for 20 minutes. Yeah, exactly, just
No,
like that.
please don't do that to me again. Please. If you're listening to this show, I just need to put out there that anytime I have my best friend and my boyfriend in a room, it's like I don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
They go off into a corner. They leave me standing there. They go off into a corner and then they talk to each other and they talk at each other. I don't know what they're doing, frankly, because I'm not a part of it. But
Well,
it's comic book blah blah blah. Jeff Lemire blah blah blah. Oh, but did you see the Marvel? Did you see the DC? Did you see the what about the how about the and then it's and I go, "Hey guys, I'm so hungry. Also, please pay attention to me." And then that's the end of it.
well, I did
They're like,
tell
"Oh my
you.
God, give me your number. Oh my God, let's go kiss in the back."
Okay, no, we haven't said let's go kiss. Jealous, but
But you
I
look
think
at each
I've
other.
I think I've mentioned to you before, and I think I mentioned to Cam at some point that like I would love to do like a comic book podcast. And on the short
Mhm.
list of people that I would do it with, Cam
Mhm.
and my buddy Josh, who used to run the store here in town, are like the two candidates that I would like. I would do it
Mhm.
with either one of them, or if I could somehow talk them both into doing it like once a week or every so often,
Mhm.
like I would do that all the ding dang darn day long,
Mhm.
if that makes any sense. But
That
Cam's
sounds
definitely
makes so
somebody we
much
should get
sense.
on. I've definitely said that like on the short list of people I'd like to get on at some point, especially now that we're virtual and we don't have to like drag people to Patrick's house. Like we can just do it, across the country like you and I are doing. Um
We're
the
like 2 hours away
a flight, but a lot further
by flight.
geographically. But
Yeah.
on the short list of people that I want to get on, like Mark has a friend of his also named Matthew who like we want to get on at some point. I want to get Cam on. I think you, me, and Cam could have fun. And I'd like to get Eric on at some
You
point too.
mean you want you and Cam, but it would be weird if you did it without me in the middle.
No,
So I have to sit there and pretend like I'm interested.
listen, you don't have to be there. Cam and I'll just do a power hour like we're doing right now, and it'll just be
Honestly, you could. I wouldn't even be offended.
very nerdy, very comic book centric. But yeah, like Cam,
Uh-huh.
Mark's buddy Matthew, Eric, those are like definitely people on the short list that I think about where it's like I'd like to get them on at some point, and I'm sure we will. Please look forward to that. Um, my last quick video game thing before I have one other question for you. I mean, I guess I have some other things we could talk about, but one other one that I sort of have ready in the tank here is
Hmm.
what are you looking forward to, or like what would you like to try next? Because you're in the fun position that I think about from time to time where I'm like, man, if I ever had a kid one day, where I think about the joy of exposing a kid to like video
Uh-huh.
games. And with them, it's a different
Yeah.
story because I think I would start them off with like old school shit. Like, here's Super Mario Brothers 3. Here's Mega Man 3. Here's,
Hmm.
like start them with the older stuff and kind of work them up so that they have an appreciation for the fucking classics. Okay. We're not just jumping right into fucking, you know, Fortnite or Call of Duty 38
Fortnite.
or whatever nonsense
38, I guess it would be. Did I tell you I've played Call of Duty?
you have.
And I asked you if you want to play with me and you always say no.
It's not that I say no.
Why
It's
is
just
that,
that
Matty?
I just don't really play COD like myself lately. We'll play things
Anyways.
together. Don't worry. But so, what are you looking forward to? Because you're in the position where, like, I'm not saying that like you pay enough attention, like I do, of like, oh, there's like this game coming out
I
in
don't know.
2 years that like I'm looking forward to. But I mean, like, you've got the backlog of like decades of classics and renowned shit. Like, what do you want to try? Let me paint you a picture. You've beaten Fallout
Okay.
4, or maybe you're just done with it because it is pretty big. You've
Yeah.
done Fallout 4, you've finished Detroit, you've got, you're taking a hiatus from Spider-Man, so you're not going to jump to Miles Morales yet. What What
Hmm.
do you want to play?
Okay, I know I would hate it, but I think it would be funny if we'd
Mm-hmm.
also have to do this together. I would never do it alone.
Mm-hmm.
But if we played a horror game,
I would love to play a horror game with you.
but I would scream,
Yes. I just think
and
we
we
need to
can't.
find you the right horror game.
Right? Yeah, because I've watched people play them, on Twitch. I've seen people play horror games, but it's much more funny when I can just mute it
Mm-hmm.
if I get freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I can just close the tab.
I think that there are some horror games that I think a good one to start you with potentially would be one of the Resident Evil games.
I think that's what I've seen people playing.
And
Or actually, I don't even know what it was called. It was just somebody going through like this abandoned hospital and they had to find batteries for their flashlight. And then there was some creepy crawlies
oops, I
in
just
the rooms.
launched my chain across the room. I was spinning it on my finger and I launched it across the room. I'll get it after.
Good job.
Thank you. I hope you're so proud of me. I think Resident Evil would be good to start you with, specifically 2, A because that game is just fantastic, but I think playing one like 2 would be good cuz it's third person, not first person. So I think you being able to like see your
See
character
the
and not be
character.
like face like first person like 7 and 8 are, I think would be good for you.
Hmm.
Plus in 2 you could play as oh my god, why am I blanking on her name? It's not Jill. Claire Redfield. Jesus. You could play as Claire or Leon for like slightly different campaigns. I think you would like
Hmm.
Claire a little more. Um,
Is it because I'm a girl?
Also that you could sort of like vicariously. Um, hey, listen, the first time I played the game I played as Claire. I was like, I don't care about Leon. I'll play as fucking my girl Claire. And then I played it again eventually, I think, as Leon. Plus in Resident Evil 4 it's Leon and there's no other character. And Resident Evil 4, the GOAT. But what I'm saying is, I think I wouldn't start you with something unless it was like not a first or third person and it was more of like maybe a game like Until Dawn, which is the same style of game as Detroit is.
Didn't we do that?
You and me?
Yes, when you have the game and there's the five people and then there's a one killer and you have to find and it you have to survive the night.
Yes. We might have started it or looked at something, but the two avenues, what I'm saying is the two avenues in terms of how I think you and I should go about horror is either A, something like Until Dawn, because that's like Detroit where it's like you're kind of playing through a movie and it's like,
Hmm.
it's like watching a horror movie, but like playing it and making choices and stuff. So I think that would be good for
Hmm.
you. Or the Resident Evil route. And the reason I say that is because even me, as somebody who really likes horror games, a game like Outlast, for example, which I don't know if you know anything about Outlast.
Is that the one you showed? You showed me one game and we played a couple levels of it where it's like online.
Oh, no, that's Dead by Daylight.
Oh, well they all fucking sound the same. Outlast, The Night,
It's
Until Dawn.
You added the night. It's just called Outlast.
I know, but it makes
What I'm
sense in my head
saying
that they're
is
all the exact same premise.
what I'm saying is Outlast, the premise of the first one is you're like this journalist. It's a first person game. And you're this journalist who goes to like this insane asylum to report on it and like all hell breaks loose and the prisoners are running loose and it's like terrifying. And in the game you only have
Hmm.
like your camera with you, which has a night vision mode on it. So you spend half the
Hmm.
game like looking around through the night vision because like the lights are out and shit. But with a game like that, when you get seen or caught by an enemy, there's no guns, there's no defense. Like all you
You
could
just
do is
die.
just run and hide and try and avoid them. I find that scarier, and I think that would make you shit your pants. The reason I think a Resident Evil would be better for you, and why I like get scared by Resident Evil but not as scared, is because
Hmm.
as scary as it is, I have a shotgun. And like I have that way to like protect myself. Whereas a game like
How about you
Outlast,
play and I watch?
sure, we could also do that.
I've also watched people play like what's the one with the Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yes.
I've watched Smosh play it,
That's
and
not too
that doesn't
bad.
look as
Well, because
scary.
that's just jump scares. Like, there's not really a lot to
Yeah,
those
that's just kind of
games.
like it'll
Yeah, like you're just kind of like doing these
ease
little
into it.
tasks and then you get jump scared. Like it's not as, you know, it's not as intense, let's say.
My headphones are dying.
Uh oh, are they? You're gonna have to switch to your other ones.
Mm-hmm.
My headphones last at 17 hours on 30% or whatever you said to me before.
No, they lasted 17 hours on full charge.
Well, how much juice do you think they have left?
It says 5%.
All right, sick. Well, when they die, we'll. Anyways, scratch that last thing. Um, we're still here as
Mm-hmm.
Varsh continues to record from her hostage room in Bulgaria. If it weren't for that cheetah thing on the wall, it would just be white walls behind you, and you'd look like you were a hostage video. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just wanted to not look like I was in a hostage video. Clearly.
Thank you for that.
This is the whole cheetah, by the way, guys.
Wow, there you go.
In case you were curious.
Also,
is this even a cheetah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Varsh also had to switch headphones because her other ones were dying because she was unprepared for this thing I asked her to do an hour ago. So if the audio sounds like whack or, as Varsh would say, doo-doo feces on her end, it's just
I have never said that before.
It's her fault. It's her fault. Varsh, I believe as we round this out, we're getting close to an hour or so here. I don't want to take up too much of your time. You had a little activity or something you wanted to torture me with?
Oh, yeah, because I've been on set this whole time, and I feel like there's a lot of terminology that I've been learning, and I thought it would be fun if I quizzed you.
On some film terminology.
On some stuff.
We did go to film school together. That is how we met.
We did do that.
Fell in love.
It happened. That's not
after.
where we fell in love.
After.
Yeah. Okay. But it's just, it's a lot different from what we did, because everything that we did was like 25 people max in one crew. They were all short films. They were all,
different ballgame.
But completely different. And we didn't know all the words to use. We didn't know that there was like shortcuts for things. We didn't use walkies until 4th year.
Right.
So just a couple of things. Would you like to start?
Please proceed.
I think, well, there's one that you know for sure. Because it's an audio term. What's a dead cat?
First of all, everybody play at home. Do you know any of these film terms? Probably not. I assume this is probably pretty inside baseball. But if you do, if you do, great. And everyone you don't know, take a shot. Dead cat. Dead cat. Isn't that like the boom mic cover, the fur thing? There's one for me.
Hey, Matty, insert a photo.
What?
You're gonna hate this. You should be inserting photos for the people who don't know what they are.
Of what everything is?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of extra work. We'll see what happens. Hold on, I'm gonna keep it running tally though here. So that's 1 for me.
Well, I do know what things mean. So it's just, you mean like 1 out of 1, like your score at the end of this?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a funny one. This one's a silly funny one. C-47.
If you had said C4, I would have said that's an explosive. But C-47, that I don't know. What area is it related to?
Maybe lighting.
I got no idea. Oh, isn't it a stand?
No, it's a C-stand.
Right.
But a C-47 is a clothespin.
Really? Like a little wooden one?
Yeah, like a standard clothespin.
I thought they called those something else. Didn't we used to call them like ammo or something?
I don't know.
I forget what we used to call them, but we definitely didn't call them C-47s.
That's what they taught us that in school, because we would use those to hold up gels over lights and stuff. Yeah, and that was like a ridiculous name. Yeah. What about 10-1? 10-1, 10-2?
Couldn't tell you.
Imagine I'm on the walkie and I'm like, oh, I'm going 10-1.
Oh, well, 10-4 is like, isn't 10-4 like all good or message received or over and out?
Yeah, 10-4 is just like copy. Like I copy that.
So a 10-1 emergency?
Or a 10-2, which is a longer 10-1.
I don't know.
10-1 just means going to the bathroom.
Oh, wow. And
But if you say
10-2,
10-2, usually means you're
it
doing number
means
two,
it
which
means it's a
means
shit.
give me an extra
is
minute.
10-2 a separate term though?
It is a separate term.
Okay, so I'm 1 for 4 so far. Good to know.
No, we'll count them as one thing because both of them mean break.
Mm-hmm.
Usually bathroom break. It's really weird and also kind of funny when they're telling us about what the cast is doing. They're like, talent is 10-2, and you're like,
Actors taking a shit.
I don't think I need to know that, you know? Like, I didn't want to know that.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Related to your walkie.
Mm-hmm.
And on a film set, everyone's got a walkie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's tuned into channel 1, which is the main channel, and everyone's listening.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens if I need a hot brick?
Hot brick?
Mm-hmm.
New battery?
Yeah. They call it a hot brick or a hot bat, or sometimes they just go like, you got any hotties on you? And it's just, do you have any like fully charged batteries that I can
You're a
swap
hottie.
out? Thanks.
That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. That's how I keep her around. What's next?
You only got me because I made the move.
You did all the moves and I did nothing, and it never would have happened if it weren't for you. Thank you so much. Ha.
You're welcome. Room tone. You know this one.
Oh, room tone is just like getting the ambience of the room. Like silent, nothing but the room noise. Room tone, it's in the name.
Mm-hmm. It's an audio term.
Yes. Score 1 for the home team.
That's it. There you go. You also know this one.
Mm-hmm.
The window shot.
The window shot?
Mm-hmm. Because you were here all week and I told you, oh, we're on the window. Did you not know what I was saying when I said it to you? You just didn't ask?
I don't remember you saying window shot like ever.
I said that multiple times.
Is it the last shot?
Yeah. It's the last shot of the day. Traditional. There's also people who call it a martini shot, which is like, you know, after rap you go and get a drink or whatever. But the window shot it comes from people going to the pay window to get their pay stubs at the end of each filming day. So they'd be like, okay, this is the window. So like, this is the last shot of the day. Get ready to go line up at the pay stub window. Which we also learned in film school, and you should have known that.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to need you to move your hair real quick off the mic. I'm so sorry.
It's not touching the mic.
I don't know. I thought I heard some rustling.
Whatever. Do you know what the Abbey is?
I know the term. I just don't remember what it is.
It's the second last shot.
God damn it.
And that one is called the Abbey Singer shot. It's named after a lady who would always warn people that it's like, oh, it's the shot before the window. And they just started calling it the Abbey. Mm-hmm. So it's like, hey, get prepared to get out of here. Mm-hmm. We're very close to the end now. Mm. You know? Right. I'm looking for more. Mm-hmm. Give me a moment. What's your points at?
Right now the score stands at 4 for me out of 7.
That's not so bad.
That's not so bad.
What's a spark?
Like sparking is when they turn a light on, or what they call out when they turn a light on.
Yes, but who are those people?
A spark? Mm-hmm. A light people? I don't know.
One of the electrics, yeah.
Oh, like the actual power people, not like a lighting person.
Yeah, there's like the gaffer, who is just a fancy term for the person who but designs the lights of the scene.
Yes.
And then the gaffer has a team of grips, which are the people who have to go and physically set the light.
Am I getting points for that? Where do we stand on that?
I'll give you a point because...
Oh, thank you so much.
Because you should have known that, and it's really fine that you didn't. Mm-hmm. And then there's electrics, which are the people who provide power to the lights.
Mm-hmm. A spark,
we
if
call
you will.
them sparks, yeah. And like if I ever need my iPad to be charged, I'd go ask a Spark, like, where can I plug this in? And they usually help you out. Because they're usually really nice.
Oops, technical malfunction. Varsh, keep going.
Okay, here's what's next. This one's easy, you're gonna get it. Craft.
Craft is food.
Crafty. Snacks. Food. The truck that has all the snacks and the food and the drinks. We love craft. You want to make best friends with craft. Very important. This is one that I just found on the websites that I did not know about. A honey wagon.
Couldn't tell you if I had a gun in my head.
It's a moving thing. Imagine we're on location.
Like a cart?
No. It's not an actual wagon. Imagine we're on location and everyone needs to use it at some point.
A bathroom? A porta potty?
It's like a porta potty, but it's like a bathroom trailer.
Do I get a point for that? Because I felt like you gave me hints on that one. I don't know.
I'll give it to you.
Oh, why? Thank you.
Because there's literally nothing that you get out of winning, and therefore you can have as many points as you want.
Well, thank you very much.
Related to the Sparks, if I went and asked for a place to charge my iPad, and they said, "Oh, it's all the way over there, but I can get you a stinger." What's a stinger?
Cable?
Yes. But what kind of cable?
I don't know. A charging cable?
No.
An electrical cable?
No, it's an extension cord. It's an AC.
Oh. Yeah.
No, you said charging cable, which is not the same thing. Okay, the last two are hard. Well, actually, one of them's easy. And this is us wrapping up here. How many points do you have? Where are you at?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We got 2 more.
Okay. Hold the roll.
Like holding tape? Or stop filming?
Pause filming.
Okay.
It's like because we're rolling.
I assume roll as in...
And then we're pausing the roll.
I'm giving myself that point.
You
just
can
so
have that
curious.
point. You're welcome. You can have it. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
And the last one is that we've done a bunch of takes, you know, and the director goes, "Check the gate." Checking the gate.
I know this. It's a camera thing, is it not?
A little bit.
I know this, but I forget.
It's a bit of an antiquated term because we don't really need to use it anymore, but we're checking for something.
I forget.
We've done all the takes and we think we're good, but we're just gonna check it.
I got nothing.
Check the gate. It just means check the take that we're printing. We do 4 takes of a scene, and we're saying check the gate. We're gonna check them to make sure they're good, so that we can move along to the next scene. What did you think it was?
I had no idea.
Okay, slay.
9 out of 13 points.
Hey, that's not so bad.
Which, if I do the math on my calculator here real quick, is a 69%. The gamer number. Let's go.
That's a pass for sure. So good job.
It ain't pretty, but it'll do.
Yeah,
well,
we're not going to get any awards, but good job.
Thank you.
I hope that was as riveting for you, dear listener, as it was for us.
Can't you tell how over the moon we are?
Yeah. Don't be mean.
No, I'm not being mean at all.
Are you not over the moon?
I am. I'm talking to you, so I'm always over the moon.
Oh boy. Oh dear, oh boy.
That's how it's done, ladies
Fellas,
and
take notes.
Take notes, boys. Take notes. Well, Miss Varshaa, I know it's getting late for you. And you got work tomorrow, and so do I. I will torture you no longer.
Wow. It's never
So,
torture when it's with you.
ah, ha, ha, ladies, take
See?
notes.
There you go.
That's how you charm me. Um, Thank you for joining me
Thank you for having me.
on this impromptu little Varshaa Matty Power Hour.
What else is it gonna be when it's us?
I don't know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Did you enjoy this, couples edition?
Couples edition.
Little one-on-one episode of Wildly
boy.
Adequate. If you like the show, please like, share, subscribe. How many film terms did you get right? I assume probably none of them.
Maybe
you do
craft.
get some of them. Maybe you got craft. Maybe you know what craft services is.
That's the one that I knew. Also,
anyways,
comment down below. You always say like and share and subscribe, but you never say comment. Please
like,
leave a comment.
share, subscribe, and yes, please, for Varshaa's sake, leave a comment.
Thank you.
And subscribe. Will you be the 100th subscriber? Who knows? You could be. Maybe.
You could get a fun little prize.
Exactly. You will get a prize of...
Also, if you're the 101st subscriber, you will also get a prize.
If you're the 101st subscriber and you missed the 100 subscriber spot, we will execute you. That's a promise from Varshaa to you.
No, that is not what cut. Cut it. No.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much, Varshaa, for doing this for me. I will talk to you again soon, and I love you very much.
Is that it?
Do you have anything you want to say?
No, I just didn't know if you were telling me you love me on the show or if that was just you telling me.
This is on the show.
Oh! Aw. Stop. I love you too.
Aw, shucks. Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
having me on the show.
Always a pleasure. You're still our reigning champ for most guest appearances.
Yeah, I'm just kind of iconic like that. What can I say?
And we'll have to get you on again soon with the rest of the guys or Cam or something like that. We'll have to have you on again.
Cool.
Look forward
good.
to it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you, Varsh. And thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.